and simple tricks to get those holiday sugar cravings under control.
This is what we're getting in for 30 days.
Coming up next, celebrity trainer and nutritionist Harley Pasternak is sharing his secrets to cutting back on sugar, which is really important, everybody. Come on back. Welcome back, everybody. Reducing our sugar intake has so many health benefits, but it's not as simple as cutting out cookies and donuts, because many foods we think of as healthy actually contain a whole lot of sugar. And today, nutritional expert Harley Pasternak is joining us to reveal hidden sugar foods to avoid and healthy alternatives. And it's genius. Welcome, Harley. Thanks for being here, man. Thank you. This is good stuff, everybody. Good stuff. Okay, so now before we get to some of these healthy food swaps, talk a little bit about like average sugar consumption, what we should be trying to go for and what we do on average, and it's not looking very good, is it?
You hear a lot of people today doing extreme diets.
Yeah.
Right.
Carbs are the enemy.
Yeah.
I have news for you. Carbs are not the enemy, but some carbs are the enemy. Vegetables are carbohydrates. No one's dying from them. If you look at the longest lifespan in the world, it's Japan. It's a rice-based diet, but it's refined sugars we need to be careful of. Now, here is what the recommended daily allowance for sugar is here in the United States. However,
how many grams is that? Do we know?
This is about 25 grams.
Okay.
And here is what the average American's taking in, about 3.5 times that amount. Now, this is the fun part. Who wants to take a bath in this?
Oh my goodness.
This is what we are getting in for 30 days.
And by the way,
average is what you're saying.
Average, not bad.
You're not saying, like you and I, who don't even eat a lot of sugar, are getting that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of sugar, everybody. And here's the interesting thing. As you're looking at this one right here, which Charlie pointed out, and you're thinking, well, that's about what I do. But guess what? We're about to show you that that's probably not the case, because there's a lot of hidden sugars in so many different foods, Deb, right?
People don't even realize. I mean, for instance, ketchup and barbecue sauce, you might as well just be putting your mouth in here. And I know that it's hard to believe, but it's true. You have some alternatives that people can be using that it's going to really help us cut back on the amount of sugar that we're getting in our diet. And I will say this, if you've ever done a sort of diet, they will say to you, stay away from ketchup, but you can use mustard, because ketchup is loaded with sugar.
Ketchup is loaded with, and we have ketchup, we have barbecue sauce, and if you knew how much sugar's in there, think of the little packets when you go to your favorite fast food restaurant.
Sure.
That little tiny packet has 3 grams of sugar in it, and those are tiny. People use multiple packets every time.
Right.
And to give you an idea, that a Snickers bar has 20 grams of sugar. So if you take a piece of a Snickers bar, it's probably less sugar than the amount of ketchup you're having each time you have a hamburger or French fries. Barbecue sauce is even higher. There's usually multiple kinds of sugar in there. Instead, opt for spices and seasoning. I like rubs.
Beautiful.
So when I'm barbecuing, I'll use things like, here's Canadian Montreal steak spice.
There you go.
Right over here.
Try that.
This is Jamaican rub. This is so delicious.
Ooh, that's
got some
good.
fire to it. And when I use fish, this is a lemon pepper. Really brings the flavor out without adding sugar. Now take a look at the labels as well. Some rubs have added brown sugar to them, but look for that on the label and make sure you avoid that.
Okay, that's a great tip to start with. Fantastic.
Really
so now we're waking up in the morning, we want to start our day off right. We're thinking, I'm going to start healthy. I'm going to have a nice big glass of orange juice or apple juice or whatever. Guess what? Well, you know I'm not. But I mean, Harley said, like a lot of people do. So talk to us.
This is the equivalent of 2.2 chocolate bars in sugar.
What?
2.2 chocolate bars in sugar.
And that's just orange juice,
this
right?
Is orange juice.
So now, you'd be better off eating the chocolate bar.
You would be happier eating the chocolate bar. You'd be happier. Now, when you juice something, you're basically just taking the liquid out of a fruit or vegetable, and you're leaving behind most of the nutrients. And then what happens is they often pasteurize it, they give it heat, it makes it less healthier for you. Here what we did, I just took 2 oranges, put them in the blender, press blend. I'll just give it a little...
Just peeled them and tossed them in there.
Just a little bit more. Boom. Good. Okay, so here we have oranges. There's nothing added, nothing taken away. And this is about 70% less sugar, but look how thick it is. All of the fiber that's supposed to be in that fruit and vegetable are there. All the nutrients. Look at the color. Look
how does that fiber help us when we're consuming, let's say, a little like less sugar, but still some sugar, with the fiber from the fruit? What happens, and how does it affect our insulin?
So fiber makes us fuller, faster, longer. It reduces our appetite. It helps us with colon health. It helps us with our blood lipid profiles. It's one of the healthiest things in the world. And Cheers, this is way more delicious than the liquid stuff.
70% less sugar, and we got 3 glasses versus 1.
And we're not throwing out when you see something juiced, you're throwing out so much of it.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
I know we're
Now,
going
a lot
serious
of
now.
people talk about granola and granola being so healthy. It's even become a buzzword, like we were talking about when you talk
Right.
about someone who's healthy. You're like, oh, she or he's so granola. The truth of the matter is, granola is full of sugar and not really that good for you.
it's full of sugar, and again, it's used often with the word organic. Some reason when
Right.
you say
Yeah.
organic, it means it's less sugar. This is absolutely brimming with sugar and also with saturated fats because they use oils in it to make it crunchy.
Yeah, not great oils.
So instead,
Yeah.
what I do is I'll buy puffed brown rice or puffed kamut or any puffed grain, and then I'll add to it some freeze-dried berries. Maybe this is strawberries. You can get blackberries. You can get blueberries.
And why freeze-dried?
Freeze-dried retains its nutrients a little bit more.
Beautiful.
And what's great about it is it doesn't go bad as quickly in the cupboard. We add this, it gives a crunch. And really the crunch in the granola is why we like it.
Yes.
And then I'll add to it a little bit of slivered almonds. And so here you've got fiber, you've got healthy fat, you've got flavor, you've got different textures. This is more delicious than that. already.
100%. It's
and
so
the
good.
nuts are so good for you.
Now, I want to make sure we have time to talk about this interesting, obviously, product that you are talking a lot about these days. For those of us that are having trouble kicking sugar, tell us about this great, well, in a sense, engineering product that you've got.
Growing up, I'm the only kid in my family who was born without diabetes, so sugar was this sort of thing banned in our household.
Yeah.
As a result, I developed the craziest sugar addiction in the world. And sugar becomes an addiction. It's really an addiction. When we eat sugar, our brain releases this chemical and it makes us happy. So I had to deal with my sugar addiction, and using my food chemist background, I started experimenting with the active ingredients by putting droppers on my tongue. So I turned it into a mint that tasted disgusting. And I'd pop the mint, but it worked. Made it taste good eventually, used it with my clients who were getting sugar from ways they didn't even understand.
Right.
Now watch, here we have this giant vat of sugar. I don't want you to have this giant vat but if you just take a little pinch,
I'm almost
put it in your
afraid.
palm, and just lick it. Tell me.
After the,
No.
that's
No, it's
wild.
something.
I got to try
It
this.
tastes like salt.
I got to
It,
try
it,
this.
makes your mouth kind of go like a lemon. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Great job, man.
Thanks
I'm
for
going to check
having
this
me.
out. I'm
Yeah.
definitely
That
check
is
this out. Thanks for the insights and for this product, everybody. For more information, you can follow Harley on social media at Harley Pasternak. And for more on Harley's Sugar Reset, head to sweetkick.com. Check it out.